So I left it off after Naruto completely devastating 1,000 men, giving him a kill count, and having like a hit list given to other villages to kill him on spot, or even run away on spot if you're not strong enough. They'll say around high Jonin level to try to fight, but anybody under that, run. Even if you just became a Jonin, you should definitely run, because just becoming a Jonin wouldn't mean that would mean you would be a higher rank to everybody than a Chunin. But high Chunin would definitely put you in a struggle against you, and probably could defeat you if you just came a Jonin on your team. But yeah, so he would go to the school the next day after this whole ruckus, and people wouldn't talk to him. Nobody would even know. Everybody acknowledged he was there, but they would all be afraid. And people are whispering, "The demon's here," and all that. And Naruto would be used to it by now, 2 years later, because he was 10 at this time. Just for spite, all the teachers would try to put genjutsu on this test, but you can see through it, and you can automatically release it. So, stuff like that. But since they want to put him, changing him to the weakest, even though he got top scores, putting him on Team 7, and all that. But this is whenever he will go to, they would get called with Sakura being like, "No, I'm gonna get killed on this mission. This demon's gonna kill us." This one she'll think, "No, Sasuke will save us," because, like I said, Naruto was like put down. He would have been top of the class, but I said he was named the bottom, even though he would be the strongest. Or I have a better plan than that. He just never came to school. He only came like twice a week. I'll say they have weekends, but why I say that is because actually, a person from my school and comes to my school once every 2 weeks. Oh, I have to tell him. Still think he's better than him, because that's kind of what Sasuke can do. But people would, even though they'll say they're better than him, people know they're not because of his king's power. That's like one of his abilities' name. I'm not saying it's like a Gekken Genkai, but I'll just say it's okay. But it's just like a trait that he has, that eventually people would have to respect him and bow down to him. Oh my god. But yeah. So he would eventually. But yeah. Give me a second. And all that, but okay, so Josh would come knowing about Naruto, but he wouldn't hate Naruto because he doesn't want to respect Minato's wishes. He would ask them what they hate. Naruto would say people, and he would say, "I like nature." Oh my god. But he would say nature. He wouldn't have a favorite food because he doesn't really eat except fruit or anything like that. And like veggies. Maybe some meat that he kills, but nothing too overboard on anything. So he would be taller than them, of course. And all that, but he would pretty much say that Sasuke would be the same, but Sakura wouldn't say anything about Naruto because she would be afraid of him, because he does have instances that he has killed a lot of people. He'll say, "Tomorrow at this place, don't eat." Naruto would eat because he doesn't care. He would come there, not really any hungry or anything, but he would wait for a while till they got super hungry, or they did, Naruto feels perfectly fine. This one is say, okay, we're going to do the battle test. Explains the rules. Sakura says there's only 2. He'll say, whoever doesn't get one will get sent back to academy. This one, he'll say start. Naruto, not really on edge because he has been defeated Anbus and all that. But he would pretty much throw a kunai at. He would literally just take 3 kunais out and throw them directly at Kakashi. Kakashi would grab them, but this one Naruto would appear right at him with Kakashi just noticing those are the same kunais as Minato. Naruto appearing above him, which he can do better movements in the air than Minato because he is a fast learner and all that. But he would be able to pretty much, even if he fails, he can probably float and do it again. But this one, he would dodge, but this met after that, where he was standing would have been met with, like, people pretty much jumping him, what looks like to him. This is whenever he would get hit by something hard in the face, send him back, which would confuse them. This is whenever they would look at Naruto with his third eye, or Naruto would have just activated Limbo and all that. Through his eye, not really showing people, but to execute all of his abilities, he has to uncover it, but he doesn't really want to do it now. This is whenever 4 of them will charge at him and start trying to battle him. Or Kakashi will start battling. He says this is useless. Having one of them grab the bell, rip it off Kakashi and fly back. Giving it to Naruto, dropping it in his hand. He says, I win, I'm leaving. Disappearing. Sasuke and Sakura doesn't have to do the test because Naruto just left. They do D ranks. I'm kind of going fast on this because there's nothing really good about it. But he would go. This is whenever Naruto would ask for a higher rank. This is whenever he was thinking of just giving him like a S rank mission, hoping he dies, but because Sasuke and Sakura's there, he doesn't do that. So this is whenever you give him a C rank and all that. They would go. The Demon Brothers will pop out, but when they do, they will be met with Naruto's beast eyes in front of them, then grabbed in the face instantly, slamming them into the ground, knocking them out. Kakashi basically thereafter is the bridge builder who asked why he lied and all that. He would say that they didn't have money to pay for it, so they could take any help just in case. Which I think if you do get a Jonin with a couple of Genin, that is actually a good thing. Because one Jonin is apparently as strong as, Zabuza, and apparently Haku's stronger than Zabuza, but he's only like a Chunin level hit list and all that. Okay. But yeah, so they will be walking. This is whenever a sword will get flung outside the trees, and Zabuza's or a black figure jump onto it, and Kakashi would be like, Zabuza, and all that. He would say, Kakashi Hatsuke, the copy ninja, showing off his Sharingan. That would impress. Sasuke would be confused, but Naruto wouldn't really care. And how long have you? But yeah, so Naruto would have just not care what he is. He would take out his staff, his orbs appearing, and this whenever a sun would appear in it, and a blue sun with purple on the end. And sensing the amount of chakra that this kid has and some strange ability, Haku would have to come down instead of just stabbing Zabuza. And Zabuza would be like, "Why'd you come down?" He says, "This kid's dangerous, and you need my help." He would say, "No, I don't." This is when he would charge at the kid, saying, "Here, watch." This is where he would be met to with a punch to the face and then back, surprised what the kid's strength is. Naruto coming with his sword, hitting Zabuza, catches on fire and cutting it through, because that's how sharp his sword can be whenever it heats up to such a point. Melting point, pretty much. Haku putting literally ice around him, seeing ice needles. Naruto flexing his power, saying, "Burn." Fire spreading, burning it away. This is when people just swing his hands, which he can do that. He doesn't have to use hand signs, he just swings his hands. Or if he wants to move, will move. Pretty much. With spikes, no, I'll say this time water. I'll say he moved his hand towards himself, with him manipulating a spear, pretty much just like a huge javelin going towards them. Haku would, of course, push Zabuza out of the way, impaling him. Not killing him, but impaling him. And then Naruto would spring up his hand after that, taking a swift move with water, instantly executing him. How it looks is pretty much he would force him to his knees with water, with his head down, and the attack would completely cut his head off. This is when Zabuza would, I'll say he is nice. He would actually be like, "Haku!" Kashi would do his whole battle, but Kashi was going to knock him out, but Naruto pretty much had taken his fire and shot it at him before Kashi could do the final move, and it completely disintegrated him with no trace. Then we go to the bridge builder and all that. And why he's so mean is because he took more of a Kushina, lifestyle, man, personality. Because Hamaromo and them are just special cases, I'll say, because there has to be one child that takes after one of their mothers or father. And he kind of took over, not Kushina, but, the bunny girl, I don't know, forgot his name. So, yeah. But eventually he would turn nice. But this is whenever the bridge, or all the gang would come, Naruto would just say useless. He would say burning shots, having two suns appear and would shoot out, stabbing him through the chest and all kinds of stuff like that. Killing a whole bunch of them by striking them, burning them. And this is where I'll leave it off for today.